Adam FPL and welcome back to another video here on my channel. Now I know my voice sounds a little bit congested, so I apologize from that from the start, but in this video we're going to go over my points in Blink Game Week 29 and how my team got on. We're going to go through my team selection in Game Week 30, which players I'm looking to bring in and which players I'm looking to start and bench, and also since I'm wildcarding next week, this is going to factor into a lot of my plans. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'll have time to make a wildcard video for you guys this week because I'm flying off on vacation in a couple days, but I'm going to try my best to get this video out and help you guys as good as I can. So if you guys enjoy the video and enjoy my content, like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. Hit the like button as it helps the channel out. And yeah, let's get into the video. So in Game Week 29, I got 59 points with a Game Week rank of under 500k, which was a pretty solid week. I got into the top 100k for the first time this season, and I'm hoping to maintain this rank and push on, especially with the help of my wildcard most likely next week. So I made 2 free transfers. I brought in Joel Veltman and I brought in Cresswell and Rafinha. Rafinha returned, Cresswell didn't return, but I'm happy that I got Cresswell, especially for the fixture he has this week. And Rafinha also has a great fixture this week. That's 2 reasons why I brought him in. Rafinha has Sheffield this week, and Cresswell has Wolves, who don't score very many goals. Kane captain worked out. Brighton did very well for me. Veltman got an assist. White got the clean sheet as well. So 16 points from those two guys. Bamford did well too against Fulham, and Watkins got a standard 2-pointer. But other than that, I'm happy with the green arrow, and into the top 100k is kind of where I'm at. So I'm very happy. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Game Week 29 points. I had a full 11 of players, especially except Son, so I had 10, but I ended up getting to this with only 2 free transfers and no hits. So this was a week where a lot of people took hits, and since I was able to stay on an even keel to start the week, that was a green arrow in and of itself, and it really helped out. So hopefully I can maintain this rank and push on in the coming weeks. If we go to my team in Game Week 30 now, as you guys can see, the team has some pretty good fixtures overall. So in the defense, I have Martinez against Fulham, Cancelo against Leicester City, Cresswell against Wolves, and Dallas against Sheffield. So these are all pretty good fixtures. I know that Leicester is tough and that they're second or third in the table, but Man City's defense is still solid. We have Rafinha against Sheffield, we have Gundogan against Leicester, Fernandes against Brighton, and Son against Newcastle. These are all solid fixtures, especially if Gundogan plays. This is maybe the one fixture again, Leicester, but like I said, Gundogan has just been amazing this season, and it's hard not to play him these days. And then Bamford and Kane against Sheffield and Newcastle, and Watkins against Fulham. So as you guys can see, the starting 11 already has all pretty good fixtures without any transfers. And this is the thing I have to think about. So, like I said in the beginning of the video, I'm most likely wildcarding in Game Week 31 to catch the fixture swings of some of the teams that many people don't have right now and hop on these differential players and get rid of some teams that have tough fixtures. For example, the Leeds players who have Man City, Liverpool, and Manchester United next. Some really tough fixtures. Same with Manchester City. A lot of teams will have 3 of these players. They blank in Game Week 33, and they kind of have some mixed fixtures. So it's going to be nice to try to get kind of some new players and get away from the template a little bit, and hopefully it'll work. But with this team, with no transfers, as you can see, it's lining up pretty good. And in terms of my transfer thoughts, we're going to go to that in a second. But in terms of the bench right now, I have 2 Brighton defenders, which is probably the easier of the benching headaches I have. Manchester United is not playing the best lately, but Brighton don't score much, and Manchester United is still a good team, and with Bruno Fernandes and all these players, I think that it's an easy benching, especially with the fixtures that I have in the starting 11. Now, Lookman against Aston Villa makes a case for himself because Lookman had, I think, the highest expected assists last game week. He missed a tap-in goal, which is kind of how he is, but he is always looking threatening, and kind of he got that assist off the set-piece corner, I think. He's looking good, and Aston Villa have looked quite poor defensively lately, so he is a possible player I could play at only 3.5% owned. He is a differential, but at the moment I just feel that the players I have in the 11 are better suited to do well than Lookman. Of course, Areola against Aston Villa is also a shout over Martinez, but Martinez has been the GOAT this season, and Jack Grealish is rumored to be back this week after he's been training, according to Aston Villa, so I'm planning on playing Watkins, and if I can, and possibly playing Martinez. So kind of putting my eggs in that Aston Villa basket. But this is pretty much the team. Hopefully Son is able to be back. I'm not sure if he will, as he had a grade 1 hamstring tear. And to be back in 3 weeks is quite an astonishing return. But he plays Newcastle, and hopefully he will be able to play, as that is a great fixture. Now, if we move on to my transfer thoughts for Game Week 30, since I'm wildcarding most likely in Game Week 31, I'm looking at sort of 1 week punts. So this means that I'll have this player for 1 week and they have a high upside of doing well, and I'll most likely be getting rid of them next week because they are rotation risk and but it's mostly just a high upside pick. So let's go through some of the areas where I'm looking to do this and some of the teams. So in the forwards, I'm not looking to change anything, unfortunately, because Bamford, Kane, and Watkins all have amazing fixtures. Obviously, many people are going for the likes of not Kane, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison of Everton. If we go to Everton's fixtures, they have a really good fixture this week. They play Crystal Palace, and yeah, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison look very attractive in this game because Crystal Palace have conceded the most headed attempts in the league, and Calvert-Lewin is known to head in a lot of goals in that kind of 6-yard box, and he's very good at heading goals. Also, Richarlison, who's been on form lately, is a nice shout for this game as Crystal Palace have looked dire for most of the season, and I think they're kind of on the beach because they aren't fighting for a European spot, and they're most likely not going to get relegated, so they don't have much to play for. These are good shouts, but for me, it just doesn't fit the bill. Now, if we look into the midfield, this is where I'm targeting some more players. So, the team I'm really looking at this week, for me personally, is Chelsea. Now, there's a lot of options in defense and in midfield. So, in midfield, as you can see, the ones I'm looking at are Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, possibly for Lookman. The thing I like about this is that these guys are high upside picks. Obviously, Chelsea being my team that I support, I know them pretty well, and they don't score many goals. But Havertz, who has been kind of coming into his own lately under Tuchel, is improving. He has played in the internationals a lot and he's scored, which could mean a good thing, which could mean a bad thing. And he's playing West Brom. This is the fixture that many will be targeting with their transfer this week. Wildcarding or not, they have West Brom, Crystal Palace, Brighton next. So these are three really good fixtures, and I think that Kai Havertz or Mason Mount can do very well here. I'm maybe favoring Kai Havertz a little more than Mount because Kai Havertz has just more explosive potential. He plays closer to goal and is kind of more involved. And Mason Mount is he kind of gets a consistent stream of points. He's on set pieces, but it's very kind of more of a boring pick, and I don't think the points are that easy to come by for him. I think that Kai Havertz gets in more better positions to get more of a chance to get more points. So that's kind of what it is there. But if I were to get one of those two, it would be for Lookman most likely, and I would probably have to bench Watkins or Gundogan as my 8th attacker, and hopefully assume that Son plays. But if not, then I'd have one of these two to come in. But yeah, Havertz is or Mount, most likely Havertz, if I had to pick, would be a very good punt for Lookman this week for my Game Week 30 transfer. And defensively now, this is where I'm probably going to do my transfer. So I'm basically considering, I have 6.1 million in the bank, so cash isn't an issue. I'm pretty much considering getting rid of Ben White for either Azpilicueta or Alonso. So let's first look at Azpi. So Azpi is the most nailed on Chelsea defender at the moment. He's played all 90 minutes under Thomas Tuchel when he came in, and I think that he is the most nailed on defender. He's good for bonus points as well. He's only under 10% owned at 6.6. And I think that what makes Aspie attractive is that he's pretty much going to play every game. Maybe he'll miss an odd game for due to rest, but he's nailed on. He's favored. He's the captain of our team. And I think that with these fixtures, he's good to get on the wild card or even earlier this week in Game Week 30. So with Aspie, he's also good for bonus points. He can chip in the occasional assist or odd goal, which he often finds himself to do. And I think that he is a little bit expensive at 5.8, but what you're getting is you're getting a nailed on defender who's good for bonus, who's very low owned right now, and can get kind of these odd assists or odd goals like he did against Burnley. So I think that this is one pick that I like about Asp, and the other option I'm going for is Alonso. So this is a definition of a nostalgia pick, a high upside pick, and this is the good thing about Alonso is that he is also really low owned. Obviously, no one has him. He is pretty much the same price as Asp, but if he starts at left wing back spot, I think that he can be huge. What you're hoping for in this game is that he starts, obviously, first of all, he gets the clean sheet, maybe an attacking return and some bonus points, and there you are in double-digit points, and you're laughing. Him and Chilwell kind of rotate, but when he starts, he usually starts against bigger opponents from what I understand from Tuchel. Like when he started that Burnley game, they're a taller team, and Alonso likes to fly up the pitch, and he's always in the box, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does very well if he starts. So obviously we're going to have to monitor how Chilwell starts and how much he plays in that England match today against Poland. But I think that if Chilwell starts, again, I think that he has the potential to really be rested against an easy team like West Brom. And I think Alonso, who's not on an international break, he's training with the club. I think he has a great potential to start. So that's something I'm really looking at and paying its close attention to. And of course, when I wildcard in Game Week 31, I can decide to keep him or get rid of him. That's kind of what I'm looking at for the transfers. I'm mostly looking at targeting Chelsea. I'm not really too keen on any of the other defenders. Let's go to kind of what I think about captaincy. So for captaincy, right now I have down Harry Kane, and I think that you guys shouldn't be overthinking this. I think that I like Kane against Newcastle for a couple of reasons. One is that he's confident right now, he's going for the golden boot, and he's shooting a lot. Kane is a player that will shoot when he gets the ball from anywhere, he's not afraid to shoot, and Newcastle are a team that can't keep possession at all. I think that Newcastle struggle with this, and specifically I think Spurs will control the game, and I think that if Son plays, and one of Son or Bale plays, I think that they'll be feeding Kane the ball a lot, and I think that Spurs show that they're still capable of scoring goals. And Kane is the most reliable premium right now. He's not going anywhere out of my team. And yeah, Newcastle is still a great fixture. There's been a lot of discussion about EO and differential captains and stuff like that, but I think it would take a lot for me to switch off Kane right now. And yeah, in terms of some of the other options that people are looking at, Fernandes will be popular again against Brighton, but I don't really feel that this week. United have actually been struggling in their past few matches. They haven't looked the best, and Brighton have been posting continuously great defensive statistics, and I think that Brighton are a really tough team to break down, and like I always say, they don't get battered. They usually just let in one stupid goal that's a mistake of their own, and I don't think Fernandes has much of a high upside this week. Obviously, GW31 against Leicester, we don't even know if he'll play, and Leicester is a kind of tough fixture, so I probably won't captain, but I'm happy to have him. Son against Newcastle, you could make a case for, as Newcastle do give, I think, some of the most chances down their right flank, which bodes well for Son if he plays, and he'll be fresh, hopefully, off the injury. You could also captain one of the Leeds guys, Rafinha or Bamford. Now, I think I have it on Bamford right now, the Vice, because I think that Bamford is on penalties, and Bamford just has, I think, more of an avenue to get points, like we saw that 11-pointer last week. I mean, you could put it on Rafinha, and get that extra clean sheet point possibly for the midfielder. But I think that right now I love the penalties on Bamford, and Bamford has been good to me this year, so I just have it on Bamford. But I'm happy to also own Rafinha against Sheffield United as well. I think that this is a game that is really good for Leeds. You could also put Dallas into consideration since Sheffield is so bad this year, but I'm not comfortable captaining a defender usually. It has to be an amazing fixture, an amazing option where there's no better options. But yeah, captaincy for me is pretty much on Kane. Let me know what you guys think about who I should bench and who I should start. Which Chelsea player you think I should be getting in and all this stuff. Let me know who you are transferring in and when you are wildcarding and what chips you have and all that kind of stuff. Drop your questions down below in the comments and I'll be happily answering all of them. So yeah, if you guys made it this far, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and yeah, it's Adam FPL, and I'll see you guys on the other side of the game week and in the next video.